Lawrence, I hadn't forgotten you. It was Christmas, and I talked about the 25 days of Christmas, an incident that happened at the Walmart store, 2857, and it was about a young lady who had been harassed, humiliated, discriminated against, bullied, you name it, everything except for shot in the face now. Good Lord. Walmart is pretty ratchet, but I don't know, they're Republicans, and ain't no telling how they may come across with some of their associates, because they're not the nice and friendliest place to work for. But getting to that rule that you taught me many years ago, that rule really crossed some miles. And at the time, it was about constructive discharge. And I realized that that rule just doesn't apply inside on the job, but that rule extends out. Just, I mean, ICE has taken it to a new level, okay? Because, like I said, they harass, they bully, the environment is very threatening. You see people running them out their restaurants. You see restaurant owners saying, we're not going to feed you. ICE is out there tear gassing people, detaining people. Good Lord. And when it came down to shooting them in the face, I'm going to call her name, Renee Good. I am, to your family, your children, um, I am just so sorry that this has taken place. And this doesn't look like the America that we're accustomed to, that we live in. But I'm going to go a little bit further. As I was looking at the Jim Acosta show with Lawyer Oyer, and Steve Smith, I love Steve too. He can bring out the beast or the best. And he said something that really caught my ear. And what he said was, DJT had never been told no. And he needs to be told no. And how would the Dems bring that across? Well, I was sitting here thinking that no is a complete goddamn sentence. What part they don't understand? The N or the O. And to Schumer and Jeffries, they need to take their ass in there and say, we're tired of the lies. We're tired of we're tired of all of this chaos and confusion and destruction. It will be no from here on out. And stand on no. That's what Schumer and uh, Hakeem needs to do. But even better, the best move, and Elizabeth Warren was very eloquent about it. I wouldn't have been that eloquent, Acosta, and I wouldn't have been that eloquent, Steve. She said that, she talked about, the economy, people not the this administration not meeting the needs of the people and meeting their needs. She was very elegant when she said that there were many people that could fight this fight, younger people, and I think she named a few. But the bottom line is basically, in a kind way, she was saying that Schumer and Jeffries do not meet this moment in time, and we the people feel let down. And they talk about Bondi being aggressive. Well, hell, they need to be aggressive too, because they don't go by any rules. You see that they're not doing anything by any rules. Because if Renee Good's investigation is just off the hook, not going to be investigated, then I would be in there telling DJT, well, either you investigate this lady or everything else is no. You hand those Epstein trials over, everything else is no. We don't want to hear about race neutral shit. That's no. We don't want to hear any more lies. That's no. We don't want to hear it. And if you gave money to the Abbott lady, then you need to be scraping up some money for Renee Good. Absolutely. And as I said again, no is a complete damn sentence. And we're not going to explain ourselves beyond that. It is just fucking no. Okay? That's what it is. It comes down to being no. And we're no for your pay for play. Because, you know, you've just said, okay, we kill black people. And from that tape that I was listening to over on Substack, and that's another story because I want you all to go over there and listen to Sasha Riley's story. They seem like they kill kids too. So anywho, that's definitely another story. But go over there and Substack and check that out. Sasha Riley, and the interview was under the title of "Boys Are Hard to Find." But getting back to what I was saying, and I got a lot to say today because, like I said, I had to take a mental health day, and I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. And what I'm saying to Steve is, once again, no is a complete goddamn sentence. And what part of that no they don't understand? N-O. What part of no do Schumer and Jeffries don't understand? Because we don't want them making speeches. We want actions. If they're trying to get rid of Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi for not being aggressive enough, then shit, maybe they need to go over there and borrow some of their skills and get some of that aggression from them and be more aggressive. Because we need real fighters. And thank you, Elizabeth Warren, for being eloquent. Because that's a hard drive for me. That is absolutely hard. And this, what really sent me off the deep end is to hear J.D. Vance with his lying ass coming in there saying about this lady and the trouble she caused, that as Pam Bondi started off as, or Kristi Noem saying that she was a domestic terrorist, and J.D. Vance basically saying that she was trying to run over this ice with a truck. For real? Really? Okay, J.D. Vance. You're the same J.D. Vance that fucked your couch, and you're the same J.D. Vance that's over there with the Kirk girl, and you're the same, allegedly, and you're the same J.D. Vance that talked about the Haitians that was eating the dogs and the cats. So why in the hell would we believe you when you just said the shit that you said? We don't believe you. And get off that couch. And anywho, getting back to Renee Goods. After viewing that video, I couldn't believe. And even the latter information of her having a poor pulse and them showing that there was a doctor out there that was screaming and hollering about, that he could help her. Okay? So, I just couldn't believe that they would just let this lady die. But we all saw it, and we can't unsee it. And you can't make us believe anything else because I don't know how many times I watched it. Made me want to take some more mental health days. But you can't unsee that. But you crossed the line. Oh, you crossed the line. And I want to give another perspective from the opposite end of the spectrum. There's something that you guys may have missed. Yes. You missed it. And we're not going to believe anything CPS say because they just totally out. That's just, that's just out. But like I said, the bottom line is that this lady had a pulse and they let her die. And they want us to believe that none of it happened. It's like you go into the courtroom and somebody say, strike that. You can't unhear that. You heard it. Now that's in your mind. Now, I don't know what you're going to do with it, but you know that's going to influence your decision. And you know emotions influence decision because they want to leave that shit out the courtroom. They don't want that compassion, empathy, and support. No, they don't want to hear it in your voice. They don't want to see it in your eyes. They don't want that because they don't want you to care. They don't. So, the lawlessness of ICE has continued. Just the lawlessness of this administration has continued. And you know, Jim Jordan's name keep popping up. Yeah, Jim Jordan's name just keep popping up. But you know what? Once again, you all need to go and check out Substack with Sasha Raleigh and his interview. Again, boys are hard to find. Look at that and tell me what you think. But I'll get off of Jim Jordan because something's up with that. So anyway, as I said, Steve, my piece is that no is a complete sentence, and there are great leaders within the Democratic Party that can do this job. And I know, Steve, that every time you come on here, you're going to say about Hakeem and Schumer. And I totally agree with you. I totally agree wholeheartedly with you. Because we do need those leaders that are going to be aggressive, that's going to make the people feel comfortable, that's going to do the job. But right now, and I don't like to say but, and it's better, but in the meantime, just said it just like that, we do need people that's going to fight and stand on what they believe. Not somebody going in there bagging down from no, because DJT has to be told no. He has to be, and he has to be held accountable. So, to J.D. Pritzker, to Newsom, to to some of the best governors out there that's holding the fort down in the blue states, shout out to you. Much love and respect to you. You're doing an exceptional job. And that no also goes for the Democrat, saying that we don't want no more weak-ass Democrats. We don't want no more, because no will be a complete sentence, and the people that come forth to help fight this fight, the people that will come forth, they will be strong. They will be assertive and aggressive, and they will get the job done. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett, AOC, even Bernie, okay? Shout out to them. And there are many others in the Democratic Party that could do such a better job. So, we have to come out of the world of delusion and step back into the world of reality. And we're basically saying that we don't want no more lies. No more lies. Okay? We just don't. We're not having it. We're not looking at the legacy media. We're over on the Substack and independent media side who's killing the game. Absolutely. We're over there with the truth tellers that's making sacrifices, that's staying up, that's putting out anywhere from 3 to 5 videos a day. And Legal AF and Midas Touch Network, they're all over the place. They're all over the place. So, once again, I know Martin Luther King's birthday is coming up on Monday, and I want to say to Steve Smith, May 10th 2011, I wrote a poem. And you mentioned about Martin Luther King viewing the mountaintop. That was in my heart, and it was heavy on my heart. And I want you to go to NLD Recognition and look at the poem that I wrote in 2011, May 10th. Once again, in NLD Recognition. And the poem is called I Have Learned. And after you read that poem, Steve, I know you have put out a lot of information and you've learned a lot. I want you to come back and share with the next person that you collaborate with what you have learned and what you want the people to learn, because you have given a lot. And you get embarrassed when people start complimenting you and turn red, but anywho, you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And I'm waiting, Steve. I'm waiting for what you can give to us, because you've given a lot, and tell us what you have learned. And I do appreciate you, Steve Acosta, Moya Aryer, the lawyer, and everybody on the truth-telling, independent media side. Thank you for giving your all. And you know what? If you like this video, like and subscribe. That's what I have to tell you. But I'll be back. And to Lawrence, my crew that I have always followed, MSNBC then and MS now, you're still badass. And on that note, I am out. And remember, no is a complete goddamn sentence. No. We can't forget to tell DJT no. Okay?